Welcome to Three Mums Podcast, hosted by Natalie, Anthea, and Charlene. This is a space where you'll get nothing but real conversation. This is your moment to pause, have a laugh, get involved, and come on our journey. Open, honest, and free always. Hashtag the Three Mums Way.
So lately, ladies, I've been asked or been told so many times that I don't know what it's like out there. Like, I've got younger friends, got my younger sis, like, obviously, real sis, but, like, and they make a point of how hard it is out in these streets in 2021 to date, find a man. And I can't relate to their drama. Like, I've never done online dating. Like, this is a world that's actually foreign to me. Obviously, you haven't been married for 14 years. Not saying that online dating wasn't a thing back then, but yeah, it's a...
Was it though? I
think it's
wasn't how it is
been,
now.
I think it's always been a thing, sis. It's just now it's just a standard. It's a standard norm. Like, did you guys? Have you ever like? But I guess is online dating only just going on a site, or do you know what I'm saying? Like, is it just going on an actual site? Like, what other sites called?
I think the official online dating is going on site Tinder,
website,
something called Christian Mingle.
Yeah.
I don't know the names,
Fine.
but I guess people also relate online dating to sliding into the DMs.
Yeah,
a lot of relationships have been formed.
Yeah,
someone sliding in the DMs.
Anyone ever slided in your DMs, even since being married?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but I didn't really take it seriously. It wasn't like, it was just like a little flirty, like, you're very beautiful.
Okay.
Like, I love your blah, blah, blah. Like you're beautiful. It's only happened like once or twice maybe, but I didn't really take it seriously.
And what about you, babe?
No, babes, with my 2 followers.
You do not have 2 followers.
No one.
You do not have, but that's not something that happens.
Because I guess, it's just not.
It hasn't happened.
It hasn't happened. Not on a social media. Not
all right, so I'm going to ask you guys, do you think on that basis Love is Blind? Like, when I was younger, I can say I was shallow.
Yes, you were.
I was shallow. Why are you saying it like that?
I remember that guy I liked.
I was shallow. Like, and I think, but it comes...
Did you say was?
I'm not shallow anymore. My husband's lost all his hair. Like, I am not shallow. Like, and why I say it, why it's funny is because you can handpick these particular external features or these credentials or these things that you like in a man. But you don't know how that man's going to age. You don't know what he's going to look like in 10, 20 years.
I'm going to agree, because when I was younger, it was all about dark skin and the fresh haircut. And I have someone in mind I'm thinking of.
That you were attracted. You had a particular type. You actually married completely opposite to what your physical type was.
Dark skin, chocolate drop.
That is hilarious.
And
that is actually hilarious. You just said tall and dark skin.
And I've married somebody who is not tall. And he is light skinned. I don't know his height. He's taller than me though. And I'm 5'4".
He's maybe like 5'6", 5'7".
Maybe.
Yeah. That's actually interesting, sis. So, do you think a lot of women these days are not finding the men or entering the relationships they desire because of this checklist, because of what we had in some sense, the shallow checklist? Like,
I think it's a hard question because obviously I have Christian friends who want a certain type of guy, and then they want to find that person. They're not going to be up in the club looking for a guy. So it's like, it feels like there's just a drought, even with the pandemic too. No one's even at church, but even before the pandemic, I have friends that are like, Shaw, like, where do I meet? Where do I meet someone? Like, it's hard.
I can honestly say if I wasn't married now, I wouldn't have a clue. But then, I don't know, does this sound a bit conceited that I've never had to go up my way to look for...
I wouldn't say it sounds conceited, because if it's not your reality, it's not your reality.
Obviously, I've not looked for a guy. I've been in this relationship for 16 years and been married for 14. So looking or being attracted externally hasn't been a thought. Like, I remember the day, like, properly, like, when we said we was going to get married, and I remember, like, going to bed that night and thinking, so... you're the last first of everything. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Like that reality, like, you know, the butterfly feelings of meeting someone for the first time, going on a date, or, you know what I mean? It was like, I'm so young, you know, for this to be my last first in so many areas, but I wouldn't have it any other way. But I can only relate to what it was like back then. I never looked for guys. Like, guys.
It's hard out in the streets, guys. It's hard.
So why is it hard? Go on.
I was in terms of like when it was an option for me. To be honest, like coming out of church for the amount of time that I did, the places I used to meet guys were clubs, and you kind of knew that. Well, I knew this isn't going to be my future husband. Yeah. Just because of the setting, the environment. You know, I could go to the same club every single week, see the same guy, and I'm like, well, before I arrived, you most likely was talking to someone else. Do you know what I mean? And it's just, so that was then. So the whole thing now with social media, with like online dating and having to rely on that platform to essentially meet, because I can't think outside of like online dating now where I would
where you meet
I don't. So if I was in the situation where I was wanting to find someone, I most likely would have to go via that route, because unless you're bumping into your soulmate down aisle 16 in Sainsbury's, you just, do you know what I mean? Which can happen. And I don't know. I mean, I know of someone who met their husband via a dating app.
So do you.
Yeah.
And it really does happen.
And at the time when they told me, this is like probably looking about nearly 9 years ago, I remember when she told me, it just seemed so foreign. But then the point, she was in her late 40s. So I guess for her, that was the only option. She didn't want to be, she'd never been married before. But she wanted somewhere, and I guess she wasn't about to, you know, go down the route of like going intentionally to clubs or, do you know what I mean, trying to meet someone. So for her, that was her option. But when she told me, it just seemed so foreign. I could never imagine going onto an app and swiping to see. It just seems so, even now, it just seems so foreign.
What would you put in as your criteria? Do you see what I'm saying? If I think of what I would have put in, if I was a young person now, of my criteria of who I was when I was younger, what I like, because you're going off of just a list and facial aesthetics. Let's keep it real. Yeah. Because you have to get to know them to know anything more. So when I think of like you said, Charlene, like I loved dark skin, chocolate, heads of hair. You know what I mean? Head full of hair. You'd have put ambitious. I would have put, you know, there's so many little things.
I know listened to it in a podcast, but I was listening to a podcast with Rachel Amar, who is an amazing vegan chef, and she was saying that when she was on some of these apps, she would put 2 pictures up of herself, one with like braids or like with like, I don't know, a different type of hairstyle, and one with just like her natural 4C hair. And if the guy did not like the one with her 4C hair, she would be like, no, sorry. Because she's thinking, if you're not rating, and that's a whole other conversation with people, but she's thinking, if you're not enjoying and you're not rating and you don't think that that's a nice hairstyle, then because I want a black man, her thing was black men, by the way, I will put that out there, and we will get to that. Her thing, she wants a black man that celebrates like a woman with black natural hair, because her hair is natural and she's been on such a journey with it. So that's just one example. But I don't know what you put in it because I've never done it. But I do know, obviously, it does work for some people. But
I'm saying it because naturally, you when you're in a relationship, what you are attracted to obviously is what draws you to them initially. But then when you get to know them, you get to go beneath the layers. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. So even if we go by our own relationships now, maybe there's things about our husband, partner, whatever else, that if we knew from the list then, you might not have. But does that make sense? Like,
It does, but I think it's natural. Like, I know a couple of friends, you talk to the guy and then you meet up and they just date. It's literally just a way to connect. And then they start dating and then it's like, nah, it's not for me. Or yes,
but it's so deep. Like, even now, natural hair being a thing. Obviously, when I was younger, my hair was relaxed.
Yeah.
It was like that being an actual thing. Like, do you like me in this state? In this, that's so. There's so many. Like I said, my friend said to me, Nats, it is hard. Like, it is. So, all right. So the question I have now is, do you, like I said, is love blind then? We've all seen the show. I don't know if have you seen it, Am?
No.
So you're missing out, man. You need to watch Love is Blind. But to see like Lauren and Cameron Hamilton, literally 2 years on, they were like, there was two couples that eventually got married, and they are still married 2 years later from that show, having met each other behind a screen, falling in love, saying I do, all of that literally from behind the screen. Getting engaged, having the wedding on the show. And to see like Lauren and Cam, the way they have blown, like they've now got a book, they've not like, and my point I'm trying to make is
YouTube channel,
everything, like they're a whole brand. Had she had a criteria, as she liked her black men. Like, I think she was open, but she liked black men. He definitely liked black women. But my point is, she could have said, you know what, you're not ticking all these boxes, but look what she would have missed out on. That's just what I mean.
Isn't that's the thing? She was open to it. She didn't close off. And
all right. So,
yeah, I know.
You said you're open.
Yeah.
So would you date outside your race?
I would date outside my race.
See, I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
I did not. Come spill the tea. I did not know that.
Babes,
that's what I'm saying. I've known you all these years. I did not know that. Have you? Answer the question.
Okay. No, what? There was someone back in like uni days that we, you know, we became quite close. But I'm not gonna lie, I had my reservations purely because of our cultural differences. And I guess it was that whole thing of, okay, all I've ever seen in my family is black on black couples, black on black relationships. So how would it be received if I was to then bring home someone that was non-black? I just couldn't, I didn't know if it was going to be received well. And the thing is, even though on my dad's side of the family, his sister is actually, married to a white man. For me, I don't know. It's not to say that my parents had ever said it's non-negotiable.
It was just in your head.
It was in my head because that's all I had ever seen, even in terms of my peers.
Yeah.
No one was with anybody outside of their own race. So I just didn't feel that I wanted to be the trendsetter in that. And I just, so we became really good friends, but I was just like...
Did you really like him though?
I really liked him.
So that really is the main reason why you didn't go any further.
That was it.
Deep down, you're like, long term, I don't know if this...
Yeah. So I just, in my head, I kind of put an end date. I'm only in uni for 3 years. So, you know what I mean?
What race was he?
Italian.
Okay.
Italiano.
Yeah.
Hey.
And to be honest, that's always set like a little... If there was anybody...
Then you know that
that was... that was... And then I know of people that are with... and I'm still, till this day...
You're like, what if?
Seriously, till this day.
Wow,
till
I
this
never
day.
knew that.
Till this day.
Knew that. What about you?
I'm just going to say it straight. I have not... See, because it's been so long that I've been...
You don't even think about it.
And when I got with Chris, I wasn't on the pursuit
of looking.
I wasn't like, I want to find. I was just enjoying my life. And then here comes Chris. But I've never really been attracted to guys outside of my race. However, that's not entirely true. When I see like an Asian or like a white man who looks like a black man who has a haircut,
No.
the beard.
But that is...
I'm not going to be honest. When they have that look, there's a swag, there's a style. Then I'm like, no, you're attractive. But then I'm just like, I might as well just get with a black, because there's just the way that our black men cut their hair, have their beards.
So the face, the beard, the shape.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to lie. That
gets
gets me, and I'm going to tell you why. Because my dad and
the representation,
my Uncle Selvin, who has passed,
Yeah.
I grew up around good-looking black men, and that is what in their suits. Oh, jeez, I just love it. I can't lie. And so when I see a guy outside of my race that looks like that, I'm like, no, you're attractive.
You can appreciate
typically,
it,
I can appreciate it. And maybe if I wasn't married, maybe I don't know if I would say never, but my initial, if I went into a room, I would probably just pass all. I'm scanning for the black men.
I can't,
100.
Yeah, I can't help what my eye is just naturally drawn to. And I think that's just really, and it does. I feel like just like what you said, Anth and Shah, like it just goes down to what your environment sets the pace of. And for me, like, it's so funny. I can only go, even when I work with Ant, like one of the things I used to say to him, like, listen, you best know how to dress. Like for me, and like a black man needs to know, you need to know when to put the trainers on, because that's what I saw. They knew when you wear your trainers and when you wear the hoodie and when you wear the shirt, the suit and the tie. I remember in the early days of Ant, he never even wanted to go to a wedding. Would never want to go, don't wear shoes, don't dress up. What are you talking about? Listen, you need to know how to dress as a black. Like that for me was because it's what I saw. So I can't even say I have no representations of a white person as I was younger who I looked at and like, jeez, like from the shoes, like I look at footwear on a man. I look at like
I've definitely seen that now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so I can, if I'm going back when I was younger, there was no one in my world. I couldn't have even had the temptation or my eyes be. Because I looked at certain aesthetics, like I looked at the cut of a suit because of how my dad wore a suit and my uncle. Like I knew about the cut of the suit being right. You know, your cufflinks show. There's certain down to the collar on a shirt. So many men don't even buy the right size shirt.
They
don't
tie
even
their tie
a certain way. Like no, but these. So I guess you can call this all shallow, but it still was based on my environment and what I saw and what. So these were all key details. Like so, my dad will try to tell you that we could bring. No, I'm trying to think. If I bought a Harry, he's like, come meet my parents. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? No, I'm being honest. Like a Harry and. It is even down to for me, the cultural differences. And, many will say, if you don't know me, I'm not even that black myself. We're of Caribbean descent, all of us. But there's so much Caribbean food I do not eat. So growing up, everyone was like, you're not black because I don't even eat the cultural foods or whatever else. But I can appreciate it and I still grow around it. Yeah, you do.
You eat more now though.
I eat more now. And you were still fussy like me when you were younger. But you definitely eat practically everything now. I'm still a bit picky. But I try to think just down to that cultural side of things, like the food,
even Cameron and Lauren in that episode,
right?
Where he didn't wash the meat, and she's like, "No, honey, we wash the meat." Like, no, according to the standards, the hygiene standards, you do not need to wash meat. It's like,
I just think of all the.
But then, don't you think it opens you up though? That's what I think. That would be a beautiful thing to be opened up.
To not washing meat?
No. Not not washing meat.
No, sir. What are you referring to?
In terms of what other cultures do. Do you know what I mean? Because I think you can become very closed within your own.
No, I'm not disagreeing.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that either.
I think what I'm saying, if I make my point, what I'm more saying is relationships challenging already. And I find it so interesting that how challenging it has been with someone who is of the same culture, someone who is black. So it is like, does it make it almost harder? Then you've got these extra dynamics.
I think it can.
That's
For example, this is a book, but I do know of this being a real thing. I'm a huge Chimamanda Adichie fan. Okay. And she has a book called Americana. And in the book, she talks about this couple. One is black, African, Nigerian, and one is white. And there are moments when they're out where, what is the word? Where, the little sly racism that it's so subtle that if you're just not you're not tuned to it, you wouldn't notice. And I remember they had an argument. He's like, you're just being extra. You're just making a mountain out of a molehill. And she's like, did you not see that the waiter left me sitting in this restaurant for 30 minutes? You came in, sat next to me, and the waiter came over, and the guy did not. He was just like, oh, you're just being stuff like that.
Understand.
And I've heard things like that where women are just like, it's tiring.
Yeah.
It is. But then there are relationships where black women are with, a white person, and the guy's just like, teach me, I want to learn. They don't fully get it, and they understand and they accept their privilege, but they don't always see it, because if you're, if you're
not aware,
you're not aware of it,
it's not
an issue for you. So yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But it doesn't mean you can't overcome it. And I know that there are couples that, guys, you can do anything if you decide to.
Of course.
I do think
and I'm
that
seeing relationships thriving, and they're beautiful relationships, beautiful families. Like, I'm not dismissing that.
But
at all.
I will say, I do think that there are women out there that are probably missing out on their person because they have a list and they're just stuck on he has to be.
Yeah. I've got, so one of the main things I've always, obviously I get so many clients come in the chair and they'll bring up their list. I kind of always throw it back in a different way. Forget the checklist in terms of he needs to be black, he needs to be this, he needs to be that. I always say, like, this man, like, you got bare things he needs to be. What?
There we go.
What are
you bringing
to the table? No, do you understand what I mean? Like, what are you bringing? Why are you worthy of him picking you? And I think that is like...
Makes me think of blue therapy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
anyway.
let's not even go.
But I had a conversation the other day with someone, and we was on the same subject about like it was more females and their lists. And like this particular person was saying that they have a friend where literally in terms of salary, if their salary is beneath, that's what it's based on, nothing else. It's based on salary first. That's the top of her priority. And I'm just like,
is that because she earns a lot?
No, babes.
No.
That's what I'm trying to say. That was the point I was going to
because
make. She's not even...
Age plays into this. I was going to say, like,
she's young. She's young. So it's, for me, I'm there like, okay. So
now I know I went shallow.
Right. Well, the thing is, for me, I'm just like, okay, like, you start questioning, like, maybe I need it to be, not regarding salary, a little bit more, yeah, but literally, if it's like, I can't even remember the figure, but it was up there. So in my mind, you're basically saying that, well, she's saying,
to take care of you.
Yeah, that's it. It's based on, can this guy take care of me that I don't have to work? If I need to be able to live a certain... And I'm just like, is that your intent? That's how intentional.
They do find men like that.
Is that
that's their intention.
And they're actually,
they want someone who's got
I watched
intentional.
Backchat London, and there's a girl on there right now, and she makes it very clear. And she's studied, she's got a degree. Her goal, she doesn't... I don't think she intends to marry for love. She's happy to marry and be taken care of. I don't think she even minds if he has someone else, as long as she can live the lifestyle.
What? I can't even get
I can't get my head
this
around
is a
that.
different generation, guys. Like, I can't that. And she makes, and they look like the way I can't remember her name on the show, but the way everyone looks at her, like, you're not actually joking. Like, she's serious. Like,
but if it's like that now, we have daughters.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what would be the norm, like...
Of acceptance.
Nah. Like, if a guy... I wouldn't even know what to pluck out of the air.
This even makes me think, Anth, about the culture in terms of what we see on TV. Like Love Island. Like, listen...
I don't watch it, so...
I'm not against people watching some trash TV. That's how I refer to Love Island. Sorry, I'm not saying you can't have your moment to do that. But actually, someone messaged me recently when it was my anniversary, and it was so random, and he was like, I just wanted you to know that you and Chris are one of the couples I think of when I think of a strong, beautiful relationship. I'm not even that close to him. And it really hit me, and we got this conversation, and he was just like, I just feel like people need to see relationships like yours, because I feel like in today's culture, especially with young people, what they see is Love Island. I want you today, but tomorrow, forget you. That is the culture. That's there's no commitment, there's longevity. Like, I can just throw you out if I'm done with you.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
so you telling me... You're telling me that she's actually like...
No, she said it
overtly, she's saying, I'm
that's
happy
my
to...
criteria.
Even if he has next guy.
And 7 figures, like, do you know what I mean? She just needs to be taken care of. And they were like, do you cook? And she's like, I won't be cooking. Like, she's making it clear, I don't plan to bring cooking to the table. He earns money. We'll have a chef. We'll have a cleaner. Like, that's
My
not.
thing
They're
is
like,
then,
what do you do? She's like,
where do
I'm
you
here. I
even
look
start
pretty.
with that?
I'm pretty on your like. She's.
But
she's
where
a
would you
beautiful
find
girl.
someone like that though? Where were you looking?
Well, we say
Is it,
but
do you go on online dating?
But I don't know about this world, but I definitely know enough to know about the Dubai trips. There's girls that, that these sheiks or whoever else you know what I'm saying, people in Dubai, they'll bring you over and it's all expenses paid. Obviously, I don't know what favors you give back in return, but they'll show off a lifestyle, and that it's a different
I will
world.
say back in the day, so I'm talking pre-motherhood, going to certain clubs in the West End, and
that top clubs.
There you go. Yeah, guy I was with, that's what he was about, these top clubs. And I just remember I was never like in those types of clubs. I was just, sitting in my corner, sitting in my booth and just observing. And to see the thirst, I think, is the terminology that people use. Because it was like a lot of footballers, a lot of celebrities. And I'm like we're talking, this is like a Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Do you not work? Yeah, footballers and whatever, fine. But these females, do you not have a job in the morning to get up to and go? Do you not like... But it's the fact that this is what you do. You come out on a night, how many nights for the week, and you are set on getting noticed. Because if you bag yourself a celebrity or a footballer or whatever, you are... And I used to sit back and I was just
That's
like,
a lot for me, because the way that we've always been raised now is, what can you do for yourself?
Yeah.
Me getting with Chris my intention was
he's an addition to my world, and you know what I mean.
But it's scary to know that you don't even want to do anything for yourself. No. And then my thing is, don't you feel?
Well, they might disagree with that, because it might be a lot of work what they do. No, I'm being honest.
Nails done, head. Is that that's not work? That's pleasure.
Like how they put their stuff on social media.
Working out.
Everything on social media. Like, I don't know. Did they see it as not work? It's a different world.
Well, I guess it's a level of maintenance that they'd have to keep up. So you're right, it probably is deemed as work. As shallow as it is.
It's funny you say about the Fox. It's funny, as you said that, I remember we come back and I remember when I saw it for Direct Line, it was like a group of girls. I don't remember the name of the club back then, but they went there every
Is it like
week.
Funky Buddha or somewhere like that?
I don't remember the name. It wasn't that name. But yeah, and why they're coming like hungover, just shattered, but they weren't missing their weekly routine because of who would be at these clubs. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Hoping to probably get out of Direct Line.
Yeah. Like,
wow.
That just never appealed to me. Never. Like, ever appealed to me. I mean...
But I think you've hit the nail on the head now. The thing you said was, she's openly said she's happy if he has another partner.
Yeah, she doesn't actually mind.
I got into my relationship for love. And I think the people I'm referring to with the whole date, they want the same.
Love.
This is a whole
Different.
other... If you're not getting into a relationship for love, then that is a whole different thing.
So does that mean love is blind then? That's the question. Is love blind? Like it has been in that show. Can it be blind? Like, and all right, I'll ask another question. Let's say for any reason, relationships broke down or God forbid death, anything like that in the future, what would your criteria? Would your criteria be the same as it has been up until now?
But see, this is the thing. This is what I was trying to say. Even in terms of, you said that a girl that said she wanted the person to earn a certain amount of money. Like, I know girls that if they got married when I got married, their criteria would be different. Yeah. If you're marrying a 40-year-old man and he doesn't even know, he's still trying to be a rapper. You're like, I'm here today in the place to be.
Can I just say,
you and me. Me and you.
No, can I just have my shallow moment, yeah? I need to have a shallow moment. Don't come and talk to me, yeah, if you have plans.
Specify. Specify what type of platform, because I have a criteria. I actually don't mind. I don't mind locks, like properly well-maintained locks, shape up. I'm talking about the Kane Rose going back, the Leroy Kane Rose that stop right here and they've never grown past hair for like the past 10 years.
Never go
Do you know
past
what I
the
mean?
Nate.
Like, never past the Nate. That sort of
Oh,
look.
can we talk
No.
about the one plait down the back?
Oh, see, but that's
No, can we talk about the chains over the shirt?
See, like I said, it depends. There's a certain, you know what I'm saying.
All right, no, is love blind? I'm gonna be honest. When I got one of the thing, I remember when I got with Chris. There was another person that liked me, and I just remember I can't imagine snogging you.
Oh,
I don't-
did this girl just say snogging?
Snog.
Snogging,
Oh,
kissing,
darling.
snogging, kissing. I just remember I couldn't
Too much
imagine.
Love Island. babe.
Listen, too much Love Island.
All right, sorry, I didn't even use that word.
Go on.
Kissing, I could not
Yeah.
imagine. I did not find him attractive
Yeah.
aesthetically.
Even though we had all of the...
Could it have grown? I don't know, but it was just you're in the friend zone because
Yeah.
you are not.
I have to
even
find you
though,
physically
even
attractive.
though Chris wasn't my particular look, like I found him attractive.
Okay.
It's love black, but then when
But
you
the
get,
attraction grew.
but then when you get married, like you don't always feel loving like that, and he don't always look tip.
No.
Like, do you know what I mean? Even I don't.
That's
always,
relationships.
Sometimes I'm at home.
That's relationships.
Yeah,
So
that
I
is-
get that. I think that's fine. I don't know.
and it was his inside that drew
yeah.
me.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think,
is
fast
nice.
forward,
That's
because this version now is different. I understand that, there's that same beauty fades. So even in men, like I think of some of the guys that I was so attracted to as a young person and what they knew was their unique selling point. They don't have that no more. Do you know what I mean? And they're still in their 30s. They've lost their hair or they've gained weight or, you know what I mean? Like just the years have not been that kind. Or just some guys who were just like, I never even found them attractive, but they were just like, what was the term of gallus? Like just enough girls like them. And to see them now when they're older and it's like, you're still trying to cling on to that title, like, and it's that day, that season has gone for you. You know what I'm saying, like. But I'm trying to think in this season now, I can't lie, I'd still be drawn to chocolate. I would be, but I'm trying to think if I don't know. I'm trying to imagine going on Love is Blind, being open. Like imagine being open, you're just getting to know someone by their voice. I can't see you.
Can I just say, for those that don't know, Love is, because I haven't actually explained what it is.
You haven't seen it.
Love
sorry.
is Blind is a place where a number of men and a number of men and a number of women go on, and for a period of time they talk to each other in these pods. They can't see each other, but they can hear each other's voices, and then you get to decide whether you want to continue speaking to that person or speak to somebody else. And eventually, long story short, you can either say that I want to propose to that particular person, and eventually they end up getting married.
Yeah.
That was
the ultimate goal to
a
see.
short version.
And for some of them, they got as far as engagement, and then when it got to the wedding day, like it would be like, is love blind? And then what the woman
Do you
might say,
take this
do you
woman?
and then they're like, no. So literally on the show, you've gone as far as a wedding day, and that's when the person's like, actually, I like
So
you.
is it the wedding day when you actually see each other for the first time?
No, they saw each other for the first time before
On the show,
on the show.
Okay.
Because you get to then spend like, is it 2 weeks?
go on
or
holiday,
go on holiday
yeah.
together.
Okay,
You
okay.
kind of do everything a bit backwards. Like you go, almost like you go on the honeymoon
Honeymoon.
before
Okay,
you get
the
married.
wedding,
So you
okay,
spend,
okay.
you actually live. It's like life fast tracked
Yeah,
within a
you move into an apartment together.
Like everything's so fast tracked. Do you get what I mean? So you get to see as much.
And that's where the cracks come.
Yeah.
When they move into the apartment,
Yeah.
that's when it's like, I don't know about you two.
Yeah, because you only formed a bond via a screen, talking to each other. Do you know what I mean? Voice and everything else. Now I'm living with you and you snore. Or
Which happens.
realistic. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it
but you
does
get to
happen.
see some of the things that you're like, I don't
But
know
it's
if I
fast
can-
tracked, like you
It's
said.
very fast tracked. But yeah, I'm just trying to imagine, like, so I've found this guy attractive, his voice, what he says, everything, and then I see you, but I'm not physically attracted to. I have to be physically attracted to you, like.
I'm not gonna lie. Even when I was talking to Chris on the phone, I'd seen him before, but it happened in the past where I had talked to a guy on the phone consistently. I don't know, a couple months, and then I meet up with them, and I'm like, I don't like you
Anymore.
I'm not gonna lie. I was worried. I was like, I know
It
your
kept
family, you know my family.
happening, yeah.
If you come to meet me and I don't like you anymore, this is not gonna be. I'm in a band with your cousin. This is just. And thank God he came. And I was like, no, you're gorgeous. You're cute. I like you still. But guys, I don't know.
I think, 100% physical is a big part, but I had to change my viewpoint on that because I kept going for a certain type, and those certain types were just ending in failure. So I changed it up and went completely different.
But you say completely different, but it's still black.
In that regard, that's the only. Yeah, but
common aesthetically, thread. You still had there was still
no, babes. It wasn't even aesthetics. 100%.
No, I'm saying not with the person you're with. I'm saying you still had a certain type, the way that they looked. So you said you changed.
What was the change?
What was the change then?
The change. I stopped going for that kind of. I had a thuggy.
Okay.
That was my thing. Okay. I just like a bit
one of those girls.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to try and deny it. I was that type of girl. I liked that kind of rough, edgy kind of, yeah. That was me. Because I was the wholesome. That's
everything this wholesome.
Yeah. I'm still. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I wanted a complete opposite end of the spectrum. So that's what I kept, in my eyesight. But then, like I said, after a few failures, it was like, okay, I need to change it up. I'm getting older. Clearly, that type.
That's never been my type. I've always been a sweet boy. Like
I was definitely.
Yeah, but you can still you could still be a sweet boy, but still a little bit tuggy at the same time.
No, Charlene didn't.
No, I know that's definitely not Charlene. Yeah. I definitely.
I'm thinking of G. Like he wasn't. He was in a.
No, but he was.
He did have another side to him,
No, because you say sweet boy.
This is a guy before I got married.
Yeah, but actually, no, you're attracted to leader. It's the leadership quality. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a tuggy element, but that's what you're even saying. It's someone who is a leader. Like when they step in a room,
there's presence.
There's a presence. It's just you're saying it in different ways. Like that's the truth about it. Like it's the same thing. We're attracted to. You
confidence.
Know it's a confidence. Like do you know what I mean? You're out with them. You're very comfortable on their arm. Do you understand what I mean? Like. Yeah, that they can kind of command the atmosphere.
And if I'm honest, Chris was like that. Yeah. Chris Strove, he would drop me home, pick me up. He would sort of think, like, I attracted to that.
Yeah. Then that hasn't changed then.
But then we still come back to the same question, is love blind? I'm going to you keep saying it, and I'm like, actually... But is that fickle though? Like
that's what I'm trying to say. But clearly, love is blind because they are doing well.
But they both, Lauren and Cameron, they're actually very attractive people though.
Very attractive. Like in their it worked out. It worked out very well. Like I don't even think about the other couple, and I know they're still doing well, but it is all about Lauren and Cameron. Do you get what I mean? Like he's an attractive white guy. He had, he came into that relationship.
He had a yard.
He had his own place. He was in a good job. Like, do you understand what I mean? If anything, she was on her rise up.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Creative.
So, yeah, there's a that connection. They just soared up. Like,
Okay, on a level, let's be really real. There are attractive men that are horrible.
Oh, yeah. Black men.
Black, white, like, when it comes down to it, I would not be, you can be as gorgeous as anything, but if you don't treat me right, move from me.
Yeah,
so when you say, is love blind? When it comes down to it, it still there has to be something in here. And I've seen plenty of women where I'm like, that's your part? Oh. And then they're like, I just adore him. So hell yeah, love can be blind.
Can be blind.
And when it comes down to it, I don't want to be with someone who's gorgeous, but they hit me upside my head, treat me like a dog, not look after me.
Nice.
Yeah. But I mean,
I'm still, I don't know. But then you mentioned the whole physical. I just can't imagine. Like, you can say you was attracted to an Italian guy. Like, I've just never been attracted to. I have an appreciation for.
But like sexually
attracted to a white guy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
or anyone of a different race.
Didn't you go through a phase? And I'm not saying specifically you, Nat, but I remember being probably teens, probably college, where we'd think about if we were to have kids.
Oh yeah, I planned that all out.
Right. So wasn't your ideal man like Asian?
No.
Because then I was thinking
the word the term was coolie.
Okay, there you
See, and now this
which is still a whole different.
Yeah,
and that was still.
Oh my God.
But that was based on.
There was a based on premise because it all came down to hair.
It was all down to hair.
Very
did you not ever?
That's what I mean. I was shallow, but I said it had to have.
I never had that.
Good hair.
Right, okay.
No, it had to have good. Yeah. Like I 100% tried to do gene selection in my head when I was younger.
You know what it is. I remember seeing
I just remember
seeing
thinking,
people, and it's just like
if I was promise to get
You're half
with you.
black,
My
half
child's gonna
Chinese.
have this.
Yeah.
Like, nah, those were the thought process. But then
Yeah, and there are women that still do that.
like, I never did it, obviously, and obviously you grow up. I grew up very fast, but yeah, I definitely was not attracted to a guy whose head was roly. It was, obviously this is hairdresser standpoint. So remember, guys, I'm saying this from old version of Natalie. I think all hair is amazing now.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't feel that way anymore. But
The word was picky head.
like
Terrible.
dry, picky head. Do you know what I'm trying to say? All I'm thinking is,
For those that don't know,
what's my
it's-
children's hair gonna look like? What is my kids' hair gonna? No, that was my thought.
Picky
process.
head
And-
would have been referred to somebody who probably has a very tight 4C
Yeah.
texture, very kinky,
Yeah.
very, very, very tight curls, which is actually what I have.
No, that's
Well, I'm
not
4C.
even
I'm just saying I'm
that's
4C.
not even the version I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one, like the seed, that bread. That bread that has the black seeds on it.
But you know, that's
know,
just
but-
also hair that's just, you've not brushed it.
But the
you've
point
not-
is, if a guy stepped to me like that, I'm offended. I would have been offended.
you
Like,
don't look after yourself.
you're,
I don't agree. I don't agree because
in what sense?
Like if you're talking about
You don't agree that if a guy stepped to you, who's not kept-
no. I'm going back to like school days because that's what I refer to.
Oh,
like
okay.
like school days. Like a boy trying to build his confidence. He's coming to you, but
What do you mean build his confidence?
in terms like, right, this is a girl that I want to go and talk to because I like her.
I can
and then
relate.
and his head is
There's a
certain-
good few that like me in school like that. I was offended.
Yeah.
That we are not in the same league. It's just by
Especially
how he
when
carries
you're younger
himself, how he
too.
I was
You're-
shallow. I'm saying it straight. I did not like you. I did not find you attractive at all. Like there was guys if they like, and I'm like, and I think it's because of how I groomed myself. So yeah, even if we don't go any further, just to look at us together, we don't even match. Like by how I take care of myself and how you take care of it. Like you don't even cream your skin. I pride myself on just creaming. No, I'm being honest though. This is why I say even within black, there was still things that I'm like, do you not cream your skin? I was raised to groom myself. Your skin should be creamed. Your hair should be greased. So when a guy would approach me and I'm like, you don't even look after your skin. Your hands are dry. I didn't like guys who didn't cut their nails. Because
he's going deep.
I'm being
No, Annie, you said,
only go
what was
by-
your pet peeve? Wasn't it the Kmos? If
was
your
the Kmos.
nails,
You had dirty nails,
if your
and
nails
long
aren't cut,
nails,
and if you have a long,
pinky nail, the weed nail, like.
I don't like that.
Do you say like you
My husband's nails are so clean
No,
and
but
short.
I didn't like it. A man who had long nails. I'd be like, so even in my mind, I couldn't imagine you touching me, stroke my leg, put your hand across my back with the claws.
Cut your nails, man.
I'm
That is
being
one of my
honest,
things.
but I think it does. My dad groomed himself so much. I watch my dad every
Dennis.
week sit and clip his nails. Like my dad took
Haircut
such
every
pride.
week.
He'd
He did,
shape
I'm
up this
sorry.
week, haircut next week. I can only go by what
Is hilarious.
I'm being
Like Annie,
honest.
sorry.
I'm
I'm not
honest.
saying. Listen, I was doing devil's advocate. Obviously, you have to have standards. Do you know what I mean?
But
you
I
have
was
to have-
really shallow.
You have to have standards. But I don't even think it's being shallow now.
Yeah.
I'm joking with you. I don't actually think it's being shallow. There's just certain things you're not
No,
prepared.
shallow with the hair. I was really shallow when it came to the hair. But but the root of that, I'll be honest, is because I was darker. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? So there's roots. There's roots to certain mindsets I think I had while I was, because I definitely wasn't attracted to light skin. It wasn't that. I wasn't ever trying to like have a child and they be light. That was not my mindset. But I definitely had the whole hair. My words are all tongue-tied today. What is the word I'm trying... Is it discrimination I'm trying to say? I don't know. But I had the whole hair thing in my head that I felt like when I was younger, I wished my hair was a different way. These times my hair was beautiful. But I wished my hair was... I used to wish it was mixed race hair.
100%.
And it was... And I'll be honest, it was just key areas of my life that made me desire it. I was very sporty. So... Because I did so much sports.
Talk to us, Nats.
As you know... the hair just sweat out. So anything I did, it would just, like, I remember like Josiah and I plays football and I was out in the rain yesterday and it just brought me right back to playing netball. And I'd be in the rain. You think I could tell Miss Andrews, Miss, it's raining, can I go inside?
Yeah.
No, Mummy could have freshly pressed my hair. I would go on that court and the hair was all in the ponytail. And by the time I left the court, like how much had shrunk out of the like it literally pulled out because it shrunk so
Sorry,
much.
I have to add to that. I remember going swimming. And
there
Sally
you
just
go.
goes into the toilet, does one chop.
Yeah, and it looks
Hold
good.
on, my plaits are already here. They're
it's
already
now
in my
shrunk
neck.
up to-
Why
to
am
your
I now here?
How about
and my hair was just done.
So the
I avoided swimming. That's
you
why I'm
go.
such a bad swimmer.
There
Purely
you go.
because I never forget when I was living in Birmingham, we used to go to this it was an amazing leisure centre. Yeah. And the teachers never caught on. Every week I would forge
Have some
a
note.
letter to say why I was swimming.
I felt,
Seriously,
I'll be
because of
honest,
my
I
hair.
felt ugly after swimming.
Yeah, 100%,
I'm being honest with you. I
100%.
felt
I can
ugly
definitely-
when we go back. I'd just be
definitely
sitting
agree.
and I can recall shrinking kind of on that bus back to school and just can't wait for the school day to end because my hair had shrunken. I just had this funny little afro, you know what I mean? Like, and it kind of wasn't any better if it was in cane robe because as you said, Chad, the cane robes would just shrink and they just look shriveled and funny. And like you said, then I had my good mixed race friend. My two friends were mixed race and one was Asian Indian. And like you said, they just literally just bush
What
back
a
in
journey.
and it was just
Oh my
like,
gosh.
so in my mind,
Bringing back memories.
I was attracted to gut because I just thought, well, if I don't appreciate my hair and then your hair's like this, you know, if ever there was a child, that poor kid, they're going to go through what that was.
Oh my
So
gosh.
there was a route. Obviously, I didn't stay that way. And that shadowless honesty lasted till I was about 18. Like, it was very, very short period of my life. But yeah, like that was, I think, the biggest route to why I was attracted to a certain guy who had a certain hair type. Like, yeah. Do you get what I mean? And then, I ended up marrying a guy and it's not like Anthony's hair was bad hair, as you call it, but nothing like what I definitely had in mind when I was younger, where I was trying to do gene selection. Do you know what I mean? And why I laugh about this, why it's very funny, because we've all seen, even when you do put a black and a white person together, it could be from anywhere, but the child's hair does not come out typically mixed race as you would assume. Do you know what I mean? They've got proper, as you said, kinky, 4C, colour isn't, do you know what I mean? The colour's just like, you know what I mean? Like, just, you don't even know how your child's going to turn out. So that's so draining to even have had that mindset from such a young age. It's like, where did that even come from?
It's a lot, and it even still happens today because for those that have seen my little daughter, some would look at her and maybe assume that she is mixed race, but both her parents are just black. And I remember somebody coming on the phone once and they're like, can we just talk about your baby girl? And I was like, oh, thank you. Like, she's gorgeous. Where did she get that curly hair, light skin, black? And it was just so awkward. And sometimes, I've said it before, I'm tired. I can't, and this was a black person. I did not have, that day I did not have the energy to educate her on how wrong, we're not that close either. Everything she just said was like, there's so many
Basically,
other things.
how is she yours?
Even somebody messaging me when she was born saying, wow, she's light. That was the comment on Instagram. It's just a lot.
And it's dumb because you don't even know family and generation. Like, actually, Talia looks exactly like how she
Either
should
way,
look.
though, there's an undertone of, so that's the good hair then.
Yes.
She has the coolie
She's got the aesthetic
hair.
that
For those
is
that don't know,
pleasing.
coolie is like a very loose
curl.
oily
Yeah.
curl.
Silky,
And it's like silky.
Yeah.
And my daughter's absolutely beautiful. But if my daughter didn't look like that and my daughter had a kinky hair, she'd be just as beautiful.
But, yeah.
There's just so much to unlearn, and it's even in our culture. It's a black person talking to me, a black like it's just a lot sometimes.
Yeah. So, are we in agreement then? Because I don't know. I'm trying to say, is love blind? I think it can be blind, but it's very hard not to have, even if it's not on a shallow basis, to not have a standard or a criteria. I can only go by, I can only go from who I am now. So now, if God forbid anything happens, it would be that you've got to love me, my children. Like, you know, the criteria is different. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? Financial status, I think, is important now.
At your age,
Because I'm late 30s.
And with what you've achieved.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? You're not about to come in my yard and, do you know what I mean, sit with your feet under the table. Like, you know what?
Feet on the couch doing
Feet on the
nothing.
couch, and you're not bringing anything to the table. So I feel like you would need to have your own establishment somewhere in your own right. I'm 100% for building, and I get that. any person that is in your life, there's that saying, you know, biblically, that iron sharpens iron. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like whoever you are with, you both should complement each other. And it doesn't always have to be in a business way, but they should bring something to your life or enhance it in some way, and you do the same for them. So yeah, I definitely would have a checklist of some sort now. I'm trying to think though, would it still just say black? I can't help who I'm attracted to, but I definitely would be open. I think that is the answer now, more than before, but I can't change that my eyes are just...
The Lord gave us eyes for a reason. And why did God create different looks, different shapes, different sizes? There's nothing wrong with being attracted. I think that's a part of the attraction, the sexual attraction.
I'm just trying to say I wouldn't limit myself. No. I'm not going to, I think a lot, like you said, Shah, a lot of women, unfortunately, are missing out on their person because of the list. That's what I would say.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at 3mums, except for Instagram, which is 3_mums. And make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube.
I have so many questions.